What's Oh, we're taking a look at the hats. Hey, well, welcome back to San Diego Prep Insider, where we continue to do visual gags off camera and off screen. We've got the Hoover Cardinals here in the studio. Red and black, and our intern there, Kingsley, right in the middle, making herself the biggest of the attention whores that work here at this show. We've got Coach Will Gray in here, who has decided to step away from his ever-growing basketball empire to come back to coaching football for this season. And Coach was admiring the hats. We will have to add a Hoover hat.
Absolutely.
A nice little Cardinal. And what you guys got? What, black hats with the Cardinal, red hats with the Cardinal? What are all the options?
We got black, we got red, we got white. So whatever your preference is.
Very nice, very nice.
Got you covered.
All righty, let's go through. Let's do some introductions. Let's go over here back to the studio shot. Let's start with you. Name, grade, position, please.
Hello, my name is Christian Noriega. I play quarterback, and I'm a junior.
My name is Xavier Williams. I play receiver at DB, and I'm a senior.
My name is Sir Autry. I'm in 10th grade. I play running back.
My name is Daniel Flores. I'm in 12th grade, and I'm a D tackle.
Can we do that again? Because Sir Autry is definitely not in 10th grade.
Oh, oh my God.
Fair enough. Well, hey, so let's.
I wish he was, but
Let's put that on the poll at San Diego Prep Insider on Twitter and Instagram is where you can find all of our polls. First one of the season being, is Sir Darius Autry still in 10th grade?
Hey, almost got me too. That's why I started.
Hey, Coach, that's him keeping you on toe.
Hey.
That's not him not paying attention. That's him trying to sneak one by you because that guy just knows jukes. Coach, you want to introduce yourself as well? Did we get to you yet? No, I don't think we got to you yet, Coach. All right, sweet.
I'm Coach Brown, assistant head coach for varsity and wide receivers.
And you have been at Hoover how long? And you have been at Hoover how long?
4 years.
going into our fourth year.
Fourth year for you.
Fourth year.
Going into there from Kearney. This seems like now you have had a chance to get kids from freshmen to seniors to be your guys, quote unquote, whatever. It seems just in general like the building blocks have continued every year, and you seem like the most confident you have yet had going into a season. Am I correct in that? How's training camp been?
Training camp's been fantastic. This is probably the we're so far ahead of where we've been in previous years, and part of it has to do with our young guys growing up and kind of understanding what we're trying to do these days. And although it's our fourth year, I really look at it as going into our third year. That first year was a COVID year, and it never really took off the way we needed to. But since that year, we've been progressing, and I think this is our year that we're really gonna turn some heads and leave some marks.
All right, so open question then kind of to the room, guys, because we've got quarterbacks, running backs, offense, defense kind of represented here. What have been some of the highlights? What have you guys really been like, damn, now that we got the pads on and can actually see what we're capable of this year, we've been really flexing that this so far in training camp. I'm assuming you're going to say the run game is looking strong this year?
Our O-line has really grown. They're a little bit older now. They're, really getting the concept of run blocking, pass blocking. It's been really tough for them, especially in practice. Coach Gray, he gets on us whenever we're not doing whatever we're supposed to do, but it's on us as a team to pick each other up, and sometimes we struggle with that because we're all down. But yesterday at practice, we definitely learned that we got to pick each other up, because without that, we're going to have a bad practice, bad games.
Was there a specific – I hear Coach Laughter. Coach Laughter usually means bad news for players, and I see what can we tell what happened yesterday? As maybe this is like the turning point in the Hoover preseason?
We made defense look like all-stars today, that's all I'm going to say.
Yesterday. We looked good, yeah.
They usually don't look good.
So this was first team O versus first team D, and first team D shut down first team O.
We won't use the word shut down.
Okay.
We will use the term they played very well and controlled the practice. It was we try to make all practice competitive, and it doesn't matter if you're offense, defense. We got guys that play both ways, but yesterday the emphasis was supposed to be on offense, and our defense, they handed it to us, and it was
so first team D delivered.
They delivered, and it was a pleasant surprise, and I loved every moment of it. I had to actually turn and shake my defensive coach's hands, which they know in practice. At the end of practice, I'm the head coach, during practice, I'm an offensive coordinator, so.
So it was a humbling day for you as well.
It absolutely was.
You're kind of a proud dad of like, okay, that's my boys, my defense, good. Yes. But you're all assholes now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You're, like, was there punishment condition running for the defense out of that, or did offense have to bear the brunt of the post-game speech?
I think offense stayed a little longer. I know the receiver stayed a little longer.
He can explain to you what happened to the receivers.
Tattoo almost came.
All right, hit me with it. What happened to the receivers?
Like some weird elbow bear crawls to the 50-yard line, and then some other extra stuff. It's painful.
You know what the defense did? We left home smiling.
The defense got home early. The defense got out of there. All right, so a specific day of humbling and whatnot, but I like this feels like there's a vibe of you guys are coming in positive. You guys are coming in really strong mentality to the season. Let's look at the first couple of games we've got on the schedule of, let's see, Mountain Empire is scrimmage. No, Mountain Empire is actual game.
Game 1.
All right, so Mountain Empire is game 1, San Ysidro 2, Maranatha Christian 3. Then past that, I don't know if we like football, you never know, changes from like every 3 or 4 weeks. So we don't need to get into the nitty gritty of all of it. But out of that first couple of games, is there one that you guys have circled or scheduled that you're like, hey, that's going to be our real coming out moment where we feel like we're going to show everybody what we're going to be about this season?
San Ysidro.
I think for me, it's the first game. I mean, Mount Empire actually, they beat us last year, and I'm all about the get back. If you look at our schedule, anybody that's beat us recently is on our schedule this year.
Open to all takers. You want all of the smoke. You want all of the rematches.
If you've beaten Hoover in the past since I've been there, I want some get back. That to me, that's how you progress as a team, right? It shows where you're at. If a team beat you last year and you come back and beat them this year, it shows in my opinion, you're heading in the right direction. So let's go get some get back. And
has that mentality bled out to you guys? Or like you feel that same kind of hunger and mentality?
Absolutely.
What goes into it, and I don't know if you get to necessarily, you have been there for a minute, but not necessarily all of the minutes. So for the guys that are returners, what does it feel like to be building up into a season where maybe like 2 years ago, you might have known, hey, I'm a great running back, but because you're in 10th grade this year, I'm only in 8th grade 2 years ago. But like you would have known, hey, like 2 years ago, I'm good, but we got to still figure this out. Last year, it's like, okay, we're going to surprise a couple people, take a couple close L's. This year, it feels like you guys have finally achieved, hey, like we're in the driver's seat on some of these games and like could be a real contender. Does that feel like enough of accomplishment, or do you guys still feel like you have a huge chip on your shoulder going into this season to kind of define like what you're about as Hoover football?
Well, we do got a lot to prove for everybody. It's like, especially to ourselves, to show everybody, to show us that we're that team that we thought we were 2 years ago. My freshman year, I thought we were that team that we're supposed to be now. But, like, a lot of us have known each other since we were young. I've known Christian since we was young. I've known X since we were young. We all, like, been knowing each other or knowing of each other. Always played in all-star games together. Like, it's the little things like that. So, like, when we're in practice, like, we got that connection. We're all linked up together. And that's why it's different this year than any other year. Like, we're all on the same page, even in practice. And in games, it's going to be hard for people to figure us out and stop us because we're on the same page.
Combined with, as you said, your offensive line.
Our offensive line.
And you're saying now they've become big boys? Like they've been putting in the time and the growth?
Yeah, our offensive line and our offensive line coach, they're definitely them guys. Like,
how much fun is that? When you don't have to be greeted with a linebacker in the backfield, but instead you can just be like, oh, that A-gap, wide open. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, I'm assuming that's kind of what you've been seeing now this year?
Yeah, definitely. Like in practice, the holes be there. Like I love to run it up the middle. Like, I hate bouncing outside. That joint takes so much energy. Now I can just run straight. It's just like track meet.
So you're now playing your best kind of. You're saying though we haven't even necessarily see you play your best football yet.
Not at all.
Can I ask you what the goals are for you this year? I mean, I know you're going to say as a team, win games, go to a championship. Like, people don't care about cliches. That's kind of stupid. We want to hear for you personally. Like, do you have numbers? Do you have a set amount of touchdowns, yards? What are you aspiring to?
So me and my O-line talked about it. We said that we're gonna average 200 a game. Rather that's just me, rather that's the backfield combined, we're going to have 200 rushing yards a game, guaranteed. Win, lose, or draw.
And that's got to be pretty tough as a quarterback to go, damn, I came here to throw the ball a little bit. And this guy wants to hog some 200 yards a game. But at the same time, though, are we going to see maybe a little bit of you catching the ball out of the backfield too?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We're balanced for sure.
We're going to see you throwing the ball at all this year? What like you
For
laugh,
sure.
but is that somewhere in where is the limit of which you will finally cut off Serdarius Autry? Like, no. Well, like you've scored enough touchdowns today. We don't need you going for the fake 2-point conversion kick version of a score. Is there any limit to his offensive use?
I don't know if we have a limit for his offensive use. I think it's kind of a.
All right, then I want 2 throwing touchdowns this year.
He'll get 2 throwing touchdowns this year.
Oh, I had 2 throwing touchdowns last year.
Yeah, two
That's what I'm saying. All I want to do is maintain.
Absolutely. We kind of sometimes, we kind of dictate as the game goes or kind of change things as the game go. And, last year, we were on the fly. I think the game was on the line, and we noticed the defense doing a certain thing. We had never even worked on the play. And I was like, hey, this time when you catch the ball, you're going to run 2 steps and just throw it. And he threw the halfback pass. And
wait. Had we seen a version? I know you said you didn't really have it installed, but like, had we seen what proof did you have that he could throw it 40 yards, or was this just a rough sort of? You got this in you.
I think in practice we had. He likes to throw around in practice a little bit, and he thinks he can do everything. So
far, I haven't seen evidence to the contrary.
Right. So the opportunity presented itself, and like, hey, you always talk about what you can do. You're being keyed on right now. So hey, let's throw the halfback pass. And the hardest part of the play was actually the receiver catching it wide open.
Hey, wide open is hard sometimes because you overthink it. Wide open can be the hardest catch to make in football.
That's why I said that was the hardest part of the play.
It's like a routine ground ball. Mm-hmm. You overthink it.
You overthink it. So
all right, but you're saying okay.
So like actually, my freshman year, I threw a ball to Coach Blake, our QB coach, and he was like, they were like, oh, throw it again. They tried to get me to play QB my freshman year, right. And I was like, they tried me out, but I really wasn't like that QB smart. So going into that game, he knew I could throw the ball, even in practice.
But you prefer running downhill as opposed to having to make a 5-step drop, do a bunch of reads, and potentially have a 300-pound lineman hit you from the blind side.
Hey, to be honest, I'd rather play QB.
I'd
rather play QB. I tell Christian all the time, I'm better at QB.
Coach, is he QB number 2 on the depth chart?
By default.
By default. So you're saying there is not a quarterback comp. You're denying all of the rumors that Hoover High School is currently in the midst of a quarterback competition.
Hey, every day is a competition now. Every day is a competition, but he's so far ahead of our de facto number 2 quarterback that I don't know if it's really a competition.
Wow. Let's mark the tape. August 10th, 11:57 a.m., the most honest moment from a coach in high school football history, where he comes out here and says, your third string's he boo-boo. He not that good. Yeah, okay, deal. Great, wonderful. So a couple of rushing touchdowns, like 20 or so, 30, maybe 5,000 yards. 2 passing touchdowns, couple receiving touchdowns. Are we going to see any defense this year? Are you going to get an interception? Are you going to get a punt return for a touchdown? Where does the limit stop? Like, do you have to rest at some point?
No. Like
mark that answer down too.
So I don't get tired in games. It's just something about it.
It's because you condition well and you practice hard and you listen to coach.
Well, the only time I've ever been tired is when like I was in Denver playing football, like in Mile High City. So
altitude's a real thing.
Yeah, I lived in Denver for 2 years, and when I came back to California my freshman year, I never got tired, and it's stayed the same ever since then. But for as far as kick returns, punt returns, that's this guy right here.
Okay.
But as far as defense, I'll definitely be playing a little bit of defense this year.
All right, let's get a pick then. Doesn't have to be. I'm not going to hold you to a pick 6, but let's get the 1 interception there also that's this season at some point. So, with all of this being said, I feel like this team has got some pretty not necessarily loosey-goosey vibe, but you're not running a strict like we gotta drill it militarily into these kids right now. You've got a pretty good vibe. So who is the guy kind of in charge of team vibes, if you will? Who's the one picking the music at practice? Who's kind of the like, I would date myself and say who's got the aux cable or something like that. But like, who's team like spiritual leader, if you will?
I think me. I really all three of us. We all really switch off, but we all have like our own type of music. Like if you want R&B, you give it a serve for sure.
R&B old school.
Yeah, you give it a serve. That's
All right. So what are we talking about? R&B old school, like, because I feel like that's going to age some of us out in this conversation in a way that's very uncomfortable. But I want to hear the answer here.
Like Bobby Womack, yeah.
Basically, can I ask for a little bit of something? Can you sing a little Bobby Womack for us?
Nah.
Is that an option? I'm not asking if he sings it well. I'm asking if that makes good content.
Nah, I can't.
He's not somebody. So you're saying that you'll never be caught at practice singing a little something in the stretch lines?
If y'all mic me up, definitely.
You got a studio quality mic in your hand right now. It will never get better than this. Do you need a little Bobby Womack played in the background? Do we need someone to get their phone out and play a little?
Nah, I'm not gonna do that to myself. I can't even sing.
He's met his match.
Nah, for real.
All right, so Coach, let's get somebody that has a camera at practice and get him when he's not looking and it's in his natural environment, so he's not overthinking hillself. But I want that video of him singing some Bobby Womack by the end of the year, and then we'll see if maybe you got a record deal in your future as well. a little R&B, a little RB R&B, little running back R&B. Yeah,
I got you.
Okay, so I'll give you guys the one chance then to kind of close this out with, give me the cliche. Where have you set the bar? You're title hungry, I'm assuming, this year. You got a bunch to prove. Is it that you just want to win the Crawford game because they're the right? Like what? Like, you laugh, but just open ended, kind of like, what are you guys thinking this season? What are you guys coming for here?
We want it all. Like we want state, we want league, we want everything, especially San Diego High.
So San Diego's, because I say Crawford just because that is kind of the school's overarching rival, but San Diego High is currently the game. Yes?
I mean, it's just deeper than just it being San Diego High. Like, they're a D3 team, I think, but I don't know what division they
said
are.
that very condescendingly.
But
I was very confident that they were a D3 team until you said it in that way. I'll go double check right now.
But we got one of our tight ends are from there. We got
D3.
Our old quarterback is from there. There's a lot of people like saying that we should beat them. There's a lot of people like in our ear about it, saying like that's gonna be the biggest game. That's gonna be the most hype game. That's why we're most excited for it, I think.
Okay. Coach, any closing notes about how this experience has been getting to this point for you guys?
I think for me, it's this is one of what I call the get back season, right? Just being completely honest, we had some games last year, and every team's been there. If you've coached long enough, where it's the line between winning and sportsmanship. And last year we ran into a couple games where I think the winning overshadowed the sportsmanship of it, and like I told him, hey, we're young. We'll be back. So
can I ask, is there one that sticks with you from last year's? I don't want to play list radio and just go loss by loss. That feels like the dickish way to talk about this.
Absolutely.
But was there one that sticks with you guys from last year?
For me, Kearney High School.
Not even just that one.
I don't know. It's other ones. But believe me.
But I asked him if there was one.
There was one.
But this seems like every loss. Like you guys.
Well, no. There's some loss that we took last year that was, in my opinion, the right way. Right? Like, I mean, you lose a game. Hey, the team plays a certain way, and they outplay you, and they're better than you. You lost the game that day. It is what it is. But there's the other side of it where if you lose a game, but you're in the fourth quarter and a team's up by a certain amount of points and they're throwing the ball down the field still to rub it in. Like that for me.
Do I date myself if I say you become Steve? Do you have like a Steve Buscemi list from Billy Madison?
I do.
Where you just got that long list of handwritten names where you're like, we're coming for them.
I do. And just so we can be real, I tried to put every team on the schedule that wanted to do it. And there are certain coaches that, for some reason or another, decided not to play us this year. So it is what it is.
It seems like it might be because you're a little bit of a sociopathic bully. You beat us last year. Come here, I want some.
It's not like, hey, we've all lost games. Believe me, we've all lost games. But There's
But we don't have a Batman-esque sense of we're out for justice and vengeance the next year, quite like you do. So I like it. The get back season.
We're coming to win, baby. That's it. But you need some what they call it bulletin board material. I just gave it to them.
Yeah.
We're coming. I'm getting my Deion Sanders on now. We're coming.
Coach Prime, we're gonna see. You're gonna show up in a big hat and a fur
Glasses,
coat.
cowboy hat, the boots.
Please.
I feel like it should be bird themed. Like you have feathers everywhere instead for Hoover, and everyone just goes, "Yep."
Hey, you never know.
A big bright red feather jacket. Yep.
Hey, if I can get that weather to cool down out there, I might try that.
Get out of here with that, man. You talk about the linemen. I feel for them right now. Linemen have the worst lives possible. Pack on all that weight just to have to exist in August when it's 100 degrees. Awful. And on that note, on that bright, cheery note, we will say thank you to the Hoover Cardinals. Is get back season the same? Is there like a team hashtag or motto or whatnot this year? Is that what?
Showtime.
Yeah, I think that Escondido might be here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if we have an actual.
We'll call it a get back season for now, and not put
season.
you on the season until we get a little Bobby Womack, and that'll just be the title for the season. Hey man, you
there we go.
shouldn't have laughed. You gave it all away there. Talk to you guys soon.